Civil engineering is a sector of engineering that deals with the construction, design, and maintenance of our environment, such as roads, bridges, pipelines, and railways. Civil engineering has existed since the beginning of human existence. Society relies on civil engineers not only to make our environment more sustainable, but also to stimulate the development of our modern civil technologies and systems. Educational requirements. There are many different jobs that fall under civil engineering, such as consulting civil engineer, water engineer, nuclear engineer, site engineer, and more. Consulting civil engineers, for example, require a minimum education of a 4 years bachelor's degree. Programs for civil engineering have extensive laboratory activities. It is required for students to take courses in mathematics, physics, and statistics in order to become a civil engineer. In addition, many engineers continue his or her training to obtain a master's degree so that they are eligible to have a management position. Training. After completing their education, civil engineers are usually required to spend some time working as a trainee or intern before they are able to start working as a certified engineer. This would involve them working under professional engineers in order to receive on-the-job training and experience. This time period is usually for about 4 years, however, it can vary from place to place. Responsibilities. As a consulting engineer, there are many duties that he or she is responsible for. First, consulting engineers are responsible for site investigations. Engineers have to go to areas that are undergoing construction to see the current progress of the construction site and give any advice and recommendations. Second, when creating designs, engineers need to think creatively and logically to resolve design and development problems. Lastly, cooperation between colleagues and architects, subcontractors, contracting civil engineers, consultants, co-workers, and clients are crucial for engineers. When the clients exchange their ideas to engineers, civil engineers are responsible to inform the other engineers about the changes in the project. Civil engineers usually spend a significant amount of their time collaborating with their colleagues to produce plans or strategies for handling the tasks that they are faced with daily. Another job of civil engineers is to produce paperwork and contracts that provide information such as due dates, cost projections, status updates, and technical reports. Civil engineers also spend time creating proposals for new projects. These are documents that outline in technical detail what the engineering firm is planning, as well as the budget for the project. Lastly, civil engineers spend time meeting with clients to discuss the operations of the project and provide the clients with its current status. These discussions are meant to not only build a stronger relationship between the engineers and the client, but also to ensure that they are on the same page. Skills and attributes. Civil engineers need to be skilled at leading, collaborating with, and managing others in order to be successful. In addition, they must be effective at oral communication, as they often need to explain their ideas and strategies to others, as well as persuade them to use their ideas in the current project. They also require a high degree of organization, as they are dealing with complicated projects that need to be managed effectively in order to succeed. Interesting facts. Number 1. Civil engineers created water slides. The engineers designed a pumping system that pumps water onto the slide. By discharging the correct amount of water flowing down the slide, a water slide is created. Number 2. Civil engineering is the oldest branch of engineering and existed from the beginning of human existence. Number 3. Different soils differ in their particle sizes by only hundredths of a millimeter, but for civil engineers, this makes a huge difference. These engineers have to determine which type of soil or combinations of soil is suitable for construction in order to have a sturdy foundation. Number 4. Civil engineers have estimated that the Leaning Tower of Pisa will fall in the next few hundred years. When the tower was built, it was important to have the center of gravity between the base of the tower. As the inclination of the tower reached 5 degrees, engineers warned that the center of gravity is coming close to the outer edge of the base. Future job opportunities. Employment available for civil engineers is expected to grow in the near future. With infrastructure continuing to age, civil engineers will be needed in order to maintain and repair things like roads, bridges, and buildings. In addition, more civil engineers will be needed as urbanization continues to grow, creating more job opportunities in cities. Along with that, new civil engineering graduates will be in high demand, as many civil engineers are heading towards retirement age. Famous engineers. First, Walter Shanley. Walter Shanley was a civil engineer and Canadian immigrant. He is most well known for his completion of the Hoosac Tunnel in Pennsylvania. He made a large impact for Canadian engineering when he co-founded the Canadian Society of Civil Engineers. He also served as a member of Parliament twice. Next, Sir William Cornelius Van Horn. Sir William Cornelius was born in Illinois. He immigrated to Canada, where he became the general manager of the Canadian Pacific Railway. He was also responsible for much of the work to complete the Transcontinental Railway. He was known as one of the most outstanding project managers of his time. Sir William became a Canadian citizen and was knighted in 1894. Civil engineering and its relation to society. Civil engineering relates to society because it is the solution for the fundamental need to create infrastructure for our societies. Civil engineers help our society by maintaining daily functions of our bridges, roads, sewage system, water supply system, buildings, and more. Civil engineering allows society to become more efficient and thus enhances our societal living conditions. Civil engineering and its relation to the environment. Civil engineering creates a serious negative impact on the environment. The construction of engineering projects usually results in noise pollution, dust production, and pollutants. More serious effects cause significant damage to the environment, such as soil erosion, water contamination, disruptions of ecosystems, loss of habitats, and more. However, civil engineering projects are able to reduce their effect on the environment when proper care is taken to ensure that the areas surrounding any projects are left unharmed. In order to enforce this, laws and guidelines are created that prohibit or punish specific practices. For example, in most countries, mining sites are not allowed to be created unless there exists a complete plan to restore the land to its previous state after the project completes. Civil engineering and its relation to technology. Civil engineering is heavily dependent on technology in order to create projects. Different types of technology are required for different phases in a project's lifespan. For example, 3D printing is a technology that is frequently used in the design and prototyping phase in order to create 3D prototypes. Construction technology, such as cranes, different construction vehicles, drones, and occasionally virtual reality, are needed when physically creating the product. As an engineering discipline, civil engineering requires the use of a vast amount of technologies in order to create a project.